Torah tells us that the two people who oversaw the binyan of Mishkan, the building of the Mishkan, was Betzalel ben Uri ben Chur Lamati Yehuda. Betzalel, who was the nephew, the great nephew of Moshe Rabbeinu, who was from the tribe of Yehuda, which was the most prestigious tribe. And then the other person was a Eliyav. He was from Shevet Dan. So Midrash tells us, Omrab Chanina ben Pozi, Eilucha Godel Mikol Hashvatim, Shevet Yehuda. There's no greater of all the tribes than Shevet Yehuda. Ve'eilucha Yorud min Shevet Dan, and there's no tribe that's the least of all the tribes than Shevet Dan, the tribe of Dan. Shoyim in Hashvachos, because Dan was from the maidservants. Maksiv Bo, Ubnei Dan Chushim, the children of Chushim. Dan only had one son, Chushim. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yovu Zev Yizdavim Lo, let a descendant of Dan, of the tribe of Dan, should attach himself and be the partner, Shaloyei Rucho Gaso, because otherwise, the Betzalel, he may have an uplifted spirit. He may become slightly arrogant, haughty. Hashem says, to me, you're all equal. Regardless of what kind of prestigious pedigree you come from, or the lesser pedigree, you're all equal. A person shouldn't get carried away because of his position of honor. You shouldn't be touched by it. Now it's interesting. Chazal tell us a person has to be borech min hakavod. You have to be borech min hakavod. There's a story with the Chofetz Chaim and the Ger Rebbe. They were coming in on a train, whether I think it was into Warsaw, went to Vilna, and there were thousands of people who were waiting to greet them. And the Chofetz Chaim was worried that maybe somehow he'll be affected negatively by all this honor. So the Yer Rebbe said to, this was the Sfas Emes, said to the Chofetz Chaim, sometimes you have to give a little bit to give honor to the Jews. For them, if that's their pleasure and that's what they want, forego it. Even though we're exposing ourselves to honor, let it go. Chofetz Chaim says, it's not for me. It's not for me. Al yogis od bichvodo. Sometimes you get carried away with your honor. You're touched by it. So when I heard the story, I made a differentiation between the Sfas Emes, the Ger Rebbe, and the Chofetz Chaim. The Chofetz Chaim lived all his life in total concealment. It's a little village, it's a little town, the streets were not paved. Ger Rebbe, thousands, hundreds of thousands of Hasidim. He was a prince. He lived like a prince. A prince, he's always honored. He's not touched by it. It doesn't affect him, because that's his status. You're born into royalty. Chofetz Chaim, the way he saw himself as he was an ordinary Jew. For an ordinary Jew to be exposed to something he's not exposed to, it could actually get topple you. Therefore, the Chofetz Chaim was concerned. The Sfas Emes was not concerned. So Chazal tell us, L'olam al yoges odem ichvodo. You should never be touched or become haughty to any degree, to the slightest degree, because of the honor that you're honored. There's a Orach Chaim HaKodesh, he cites Pirkei de Reb Lezer, or maybe an Ovos de Reb Nosson, that says that Reb Kiva, why did he deserve to be put to death in such a cruel way? So he says that because he was lecturing in Yerushalayim to over 600,000 Jews. He was lecturing in Torah, and which is the equivalent of Kabbalah Torah, Sinai. And for a moment, he prided himself. It was a passing moment that here he has this kavod, this honor. And because he had that moment of kavod, that he felt prideful for it, that's what he deserves. So Rav Chaim says, Chas v'sholom. Wasn't a sin, but he says, whenever HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings Yisum Shel Avo, which is a kapara for Klaus at the end of time, he has to somehow link it to something. So because it wasn't perfect, not that he was deserving of that, but it was a slight imperfection. Al Yogis Oda Bechvodo. can't. Don't become haughty because of the honor you give it. Don't be touched by that honor. And he says, Va'av Beis HaMikdash Kein Oso, Beis HaMikdash also, you have two statuses, two people of two levels. Shlomo Yehuda v'Chiram Midon. Shlomo Melech was Melech Yisrael. He was from Yehuda. Shenema ben Isha al-Monu mimati Naftali diri Yomksi ben Isha min Benos Don. She'oviv min Naftali v'imim Midon. From his father's pedigree, he was from Naftali, but his mother was from Don. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He says, today you built the Beis HaMikdash is like a wall, like a fortified wall. Also, the Evnes Beis HaMikdash, v'tiyeh mukeves chomaseish. The ultimate Beis HaMikdash, it's being encircled with a wall of fire. Shenemar, and the Elyon nu Hashem chomaseish, I will be a wall of fire. But again, we see over here that it has to be, you can't allow any level of pride or haughtiness to be intermingled with something which is at this level of Kedusha. Because even the slightest degree of imperfection makes it imperfect. If it's imperfect, it cannot be a place for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is perfect, to dwell there.